So, why can't I enjoy the moment? Maybe you've asked yourself, why can't I just sit here and enjoy it? Sometimes when you're sitting down with people that you love or you're on vacation, maybe you're experiencing something that you've worked hard to create. Yet part of your mind is always somewhere else, thinking about the next thing to be done or the next decision or the thing that needs attention in the moment versus the conversation in the show. Think you're struggling to enjoy the moment. But really, it's that you become so focused on what's next. You're looking towards the next experience that you've fully forgotten how to be in the. I'm using my favorite mug from one of my bed and breakfasts that I love going to because it keeps me grounded in the moment. When I'm there, I am always present. I'm Laura Clark, Purpose and Vision Alchemist, helping those on a personal growth journey and becoming self leaders of their life. Strengthen self trust, reconnect with their own wisdom, enhance their self value. And this is another one of my mug musings. It's a space where we can take a moment to look at something a little bit differently so that wisdom isn't just learned, it comes lived. I think one of the greatest ironies of our modern living is that we spend so much time trying to create a better future that we unconsciously or maybe accidentally stop experiencing the life that we're in. We're planning, preparing, strategizing, fixing, resolving, improving, optimizing. None of these things are bad in and of themselves. In fact, they're really necessary. But somewhere along the way, we need to acknowledge that we're not living in this constant state of anticipation of always leaning forward and waiting for the next thing, the next accomplishment, the next breakthrough, our next chapter, right? That's the big thing right now is people are talking about, oh, in my next chapter, that we are leaning towards what's, but life isn't happening in what's next. It happens in the right here and the right now, and we are not staying in that moment. So I want to share a couple of insights with you. The first is presence is not passive. It's something, when we talk about presence and imagine sitting in a meditation for a few hours, presence isn't passively. Presence is participation. It's showing up in our life that is right here and right now in front of you. It's noticing, being observant about the conversations you are having or the sunrise that you're witnessing. I mean, how many of us pick up our phones and start taking pictures of a beautiful scene, but we're not sitting in it? Presence doesn't require perfection, it requires our attention. Attention is becoming one of the rarest resources that we can possess, being in the moment. So we want to be less distracted by the things and getting phone and more attentive to what's being present. When we are in our endless mental to-do list and, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, we become physically present. We're there, but we're mentally absent. And that is something is tragic. Let me know if you're resonating with this in the comments below, because you don't need more time. This is another insight about presence. I just wish life would slow down. Well, time doesn't slow down. Ticks, ticks, ticks at the same amount each every second. But what changes, if you want life to slow down, is our relationship with time. You need more moments where you're actually present inside of the time. Right? How many times have you finally reached something you've been working towards only to immediately stop thinking about the next thing and not being present and enjoy and celebrate in the moment? You've moved on to the next thing. People aren't deprived of meaningful moments. We have them indeed each and every second. We are depriving ourselves of the ability to receive the moment by not being present. If this is resonating with you, this is what we do in Mug Musings, is just look at something that bothersome and shifting the lens on. If it's resonating, hit subscribe so that you are notified when the next musing comes up. The last insight on this that I want to share today is that presence really creates a state of fulfillment, a state of self-worth. This is something that I've seen over and over and over again. Fulfillment is this striving for something more. That's what people are thinking. I have to have more abundance, more success, more money, more recognition, more time, right? And while those things give you temporary satisfaction, trophy, the recognition, they aren't creating that lasting sense of fulfillment or self-worth. Fulfillment tends to emerge when we're engaged with what it's we're living, with the life we are, when we are connected, when we are paying attention. Tension creates intention for the next thing. When we are experiencing, instead of constantly evaluating and striving, we receive greater self-fulfillment. Because here's the truth. Some of the moments you'll remember most in your life aren't the biggest moments. They're the moments you are present enough to notice. What I've realized over the years is that not the journal that I love the most. It's the feeling, it's the peace, the quiet, it's the spaciousness. Today's journaling, I received the gift of a gaggle flock. I don't know what you call a group of turkeys walking through my yard, a mama and a daddy, and over 15, I couldn't catch them because they were scurrying around. And that gave me spaciousness and an opportunity to appreciate family in this presence of this turkey family. And then I could hear myself a little bit more clearly. And what I understand is that those qualities aren't locked inside my journal. I burn my journals. They're available to me in the memory. They're available to me at any moment that I choose to be present. The journal simply helps me access more, right? The gift of present. And that's true for all of us. So sometimes we think of a particular circumstance which we finally allow us to feel peaceful and fulfilled and connected. But we're really seeking that way back to ourselves, to our self-value, to who we are and our purpose. So here's a reflection for you. Where are you rushing through life? Not because you're doing anything wrong, not because you're failing, but because you've become so focused on what's next that you are not in the here and now. Think about it. And then ask yourself this one question. What would change if I gave this moment my fullest attention? Just the moment, not the whole day, not the whole week. What would you notice? What would you feel? What gift would you see? Because presence isn't something you achieve, it's something you return to. So, sip on this Mug Musing, and see if it feels and resonates with you. Take what's working and leave the rest behind. Check into the description below because there's a gift for you there. It's going to help you align your energies with the presence. For this moment, this one moment, smile, reflect, and mug on.